Hello, everybody. Kenneth Hollins here with HollinsMusic.com. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes and viewing this video today. Now, what I have for you today is a lesson for the beginner gospel piano player. And a common problem that a lot of musicians have is, how do I take what I already know and make it sound more advanced than it does right now? Your playing may be such that you feel like it sounds too much like a beginner, or it sounds like I need to add more to it to make it sound better. So I'm going to give you 3 basic things that you can do, very easy things that you can do that will immediately make your playing sound more advanced. So make sure you watch this all the way to the end, and also make a comment and let me know if this is helping you. Okay, so first thing is, in order to do this, you really need to understand your major scales. By major scale, I mean, for example, in the key of C. Okay, real simple, just from C to C. And each note of the scale has a number. So, of course, since this is the first note of the scale, this would be number 1. And then this would be number 2, and then E would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if we were to go back in reverse or descend, that would be 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So it's important to know your major scales in every key, knowing the numbers that go to those particular notes of the scale. So, for example, in the key of F, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In the key of G, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it is very important that when you're learning gospel piano, that you learn your major scales along with the numbers that goes to each note of that particular major scale. That's a very important thing. It's going to really help you to do a lot. Okay, and so we're going to take that bit of information, and what we're going to do is we're going to demonstrate this on a basic chord progression. We're going to take the 1 chord. Okay, we're calling this the 1 chord because it's built upon the 1 of the major scale. And then we're going to go to the 4 chord. It's called the 4 chord because 1, 2, 3, 4 is built upon the 4th of the major scale. And then the 5 chord, and that's built upon the 5th of the major scale, back to the 1. Now, say for example, you already know that and you can play that, and you say, well, I want it to sound more advanced than that. What can I do? All right, here we go. This is what you can do. One thing that you can do is begin to use what is called drop 2 voicings. Okay, drop 2 voicings. Now, somebody's wondering, what in the world is that? A drop 2 voicing is when you take the notes of a triad and you play that particular triad in second inversion. Okay, now what I mean by that is we have C, E, G. And when we change the position or the order of the notes, we can move like this. Now we have E, G, C. The same 3 notes, just changing the position or the order. Okay? And we would call this first inversion. And then we move again like this. Same 3 notes, just a different position. G, C, E now. Okay? So this is what we would call root position. C is the root of the scale. And then first inversion, then second inversion. Okay, so now once we get to the second inversion of the chord, the way that we do what is called a drop 2 is we take the second note from the top, and the top note is E. Okay, when I say top, I'm referring to the note furthest right, and when I say bottom, I'm referring to the note that's furthest left. So E would be the top note. And so the second from the top note is C, okay? Hence, drop 2. So we want to take the second to the top note and we're going to drop it. What does that mean? Bring it down 1 octave. From here to there. And that is called a drop 2 voicing. So again, how did I do that? I moved from root position to first inversion to second inversion. Then I took The next to the top note is the top note. The next to that is C, and then I drop that. And then that is how we get a drop 2 voicing. And so one thing that we can do, instead of just playing a chord like this, we can take that drop 2 voicing and do that with the left hand immediately. It makes it sound bigger. It makes it sound fuller. It makes it sound more advanced. And I'm doing this with my left hand. Now, if you can't reach that, you can play the first 2 notes with your hand, of course. Hit your sustain pedal with your foot, and then grab that E. So it can be something like, and you still get the same effect, okay, if your hands are not that big. But what that does is it frees you up. All right, and that's a long way from just that right there, okay? And so that's one thing you can do. A second thing that you can do is to also add a 2 to your chords, okay? Again, this is why knowing your major scales with the corresponding scale number is so important. Okay, so we're going to take the major scale again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2. The D would be the number 2 of the chord. So what I'm going to do is take this major chord, and the 2 would be D. Okay, I love to add the 2 to many of my chords. What it does is it adds a certain flavor, a certain color to the chord. Sometimes it makes it sound a little bit more modern, or even sometimes a little bit more advanced. Okay, so what if we take the drop 2 voicing along with the C major triad, which is just a 3-note chord, and include the 2? Okay, so instead of just having this, now we have this. Okay, you see how just using those simple concepts can really expand your sound. So now when we apply that to different progressions, like for example, we said the 1 chord, moving to the 4 chord, to the 5 chord, back to the 1 chord. All right, now I'm just going to take those 2 things, and then let's see what that sounds like. Here we go. Drop 2 voicing with my left hand, playing the added 2 with each major chord. For F, it would be G would be the added 2, and then for G major, A would be the added 2. Let's see what that sounds like. Here we go. As opposed to see, so it's a big difference. Now, I'm going to give you one more thing that will really help your playing sound a little bit more advanced. Using arpeggios. Arpeggios are a game changer when you really learn how to use them the right way. Okay, so let's take the same chord again, the 1 with the added 2 in there. Okay, so that's the chord for C major with the added 2, F major with the added 2, G major with the added 2. Now, in order to play an arpeggio, we take the notes of the chord and we break those notes up in some type of rhythmic pattern or fashion. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to use my sustain pedal to sustain these notes, and it may sound something like this. Okay, without the sustain pedal, it would sound like this. Something like that, okay? But all I'm doing is using those 4 notes, and I'm being creative. Going up and down the scale, only using those 4 notes. Think of it like you're painting a picture, and these are the different colors that you're using. The color of C, the color of D, the color of E, the color of G, to paint the picture that you want to paint. And you can play any of those 4 notes anywhere that you want on the piano that sounds good to you, and you can do it. You don't have to do it necessarily in order like that. You can jump around. Okay. And what I try to do with arpeggios is create a rhythmic pattern. So where it's almost like bop, 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 bop. Whatever rhythm you want to come up with that's appropriate for the song that you're playing. But I think rhythmically when I'm playing arpeggios. So let's take those three things and I'm going to show you what you can do that will transform this to something that sounds much more advanced, okay? Using those three concepts, the drop two voicing, adding the two to your chords, and then also using arpeggios. All right, here we go. All right, that's it. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. I want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel if you really enjoyed that, and if that helped you. I'm going to be putting up more things to help you as a gospel piano player. And also make a comment. Let me know what type of videos that you would like to see, what type of things that would really help you in what it is that you're trying to do in gospel music and in your playing. You also can go to my website, hollandsmusic.com, and you can subscribe for free, and I will send you lessons directly to your email. Okay, things that will help you to be a better musician. All right, listen, thank you so much for taking this time and watching this video, and always remember, HMPI, we're serving gospel musicians all over the world.